WNBL Finals kicks off with two familiar foes. The Lynx and the Fire meet in the semi-finals for the third year in a row.
I cannot wait. My heart is pumping out of my chest. I've got goosebumps up and down my arms. It is finals fever.
Mejia slashing through. Woods with a 5, rolling the lefty lane. Oh, Wilson, the room service.
Great cut, great pass.
Ellis to the back door. Wilson gets the call, count it.
Great finish, great take. Really letting Woods know. Yeah, I defended you well there.
Coffey rising up for the rejection. Coffey, the slick footwork.
She's clearly on a mission here.
Wilson, oh, look fine. Atwell online. Confident stroke, Amy Atwell. Wilson set for the tray.
Goodness, what a shot. That is the Perth Lynx basketball.
1 point ball game, a minute remaining. Woods, extra fine. Coffey, this time, another one goes, bullseye. And the Fire take game 1 in Perth.
You know, really proud of my team for hanging in there, and we found a way to win in a really tough environment.
Game 1 is in the books, and now we turn to Far North Queensland for Game 2. Townsville are hoping to close out the series at home, whilst Perth need to repeat their effort from 10 days ago and force a Saturday night decider in the West. A Game 1 result for the Fire away from home, 92-87, and here we are with a chance potentially for them to sweep. My name is Liam Ellison, joined alongside me Zoe Carr and Laurie Chiswick with you tonight. Zoe, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here and really looking forward to seeing if we see the physical basketball that we saw in Game 1 that gave a real air of finals basketball, but also international basketball.
Well, I'm looking for all day. I've been wondering now who's going to win this game. And the reality is that these last 4 games, last 4 semifinals, if you include Saturday night, have been won by less than 5 points. So I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this game, and I cannot pick it.
It is going to be so tight as it has all season long between these two sides. And the Townsville community is well and truly behind their squad. Have a look at this. Castle Hill, the monolith overlooking the city of Townsville, illuminated in the Fire's orange, and they are behind their team tonight. There is a big crowd in the house for this Wednesday night Game 2. And this is how it sits. Semi-final series, best of 3. It was a 92-87 result, Laurie, in favour of the Fire, Game 1.
Well, you have to say that's a big win to travel all the way to Perth, sitting in 3rd spot. We know how close it is. They had a packed crowd. It was very vocal. And so to come away with a 5-point win was a really great result for Townsville.
It's going to be very vocal tonight as well at the Townsville Entertainment Centre, I'm sure. And they'll be hoping for another massive performance from Nia Coffey. Zoe, that was unbelievable. 36 points.
Incredible performance, particularly on such a big stage as well. To be able to be in a little bit of foul trouble early, but just manage that throughout the game and be able to do it from the perimeter, putting the ball to the floor, but you just saw the way she was able to take those hits, sustain that physicality and still finish over the top. If she can have a game like this again tonight, it's going to be really exciting.
Well, I mean, if you put up 6, 7 threes and make 6 of them, you're going to have a really great game. But she has just been the greatest piece of the puzzle to pick up mid-season for Townsville. Just a great acquisition.
She sure has. Just 5 players in the last decade have scored above 35 points in a final. Nia Coffey joined some elite company. Courtney Woods has been leading the way all season long, Laurie, for the Townsville Fire, and she had a double-double in Game 1.
Well, it's her 5th season with Townsville, and she's signed for a further 2 years. She won the Community Award. She's the All-Star in the first team. So she's an interesting story, though. She's somebody that's put in the time. She's come off the bench. She's taken her opportunities and continued to work on her game. And it's really come to fruition this season, being Townsville's leading scorer. And I just love her story. It's persistence, resilience, and loyalty to a club.
And just being able, for me, her change of pace, her poise and her leadership has been massive for Townsville this year.
And Ali Wilson was stellar for the Perth Lynx. If they had won on Saturday night, the headline would have been Ali Wilson's 32-9, Zoe.
Yeah, she was outstanding. And the way, again, that she did it in the last season game as well against the Fire, where she just grabbed the team and threw them on her back. She kept the scoreboard ticking over, and she was impacting both ends of the floor. And she's so hard to guard because of her vision. You cannot look away from her because she can see the entire floor. So a really exciting lineup of players.
And Ryan Petrie caught up with Kate Gaze earlier on before the match as they try and get it done away from home.
Ryan, you've been here a few times before in this situation in the semi-finals. Big loss at home last week or on Saturday a few days ago. What do you take from that game, and how do you prepare your team going into tonight's do-or-die game?
We've got some things to fix on both ends of the floor, obviously. Clearly, we just got to be better. And Townsville were fantastic, deserved to win everything else. But certainly our starts have been a pain. The last two games in particular, I think we've won 6 of the last 9 periods against them. So we know we can hang with them. It's just our first 2 quarters have been horrific. So we've got to fix that. And
I guess what's the biggest focus tonight? Going with what you just said, but what are the keys to getting tonight's win? Who do you focus on going into tonight?
Trying to slow down Coffey and Woods. They've been a problem, but they've been a problem for everyone. Like, great players are, same as Ali, I guess, has been for them. So trying to get those two a little bit under control. They're still going to get theirs, but can we make it a little bit tougher for them? And then offensively, using some of the strategies they're using against us, back against them. I thought we played into their hands a lot with how they were guarding pick and rolls. We just need to do a way better job of using that to attack them.
And we haven't seen full games of Amy Atwell. She seems to have a little bit of a knee injury. Yep. To do or die tonight, the whole season's on the line. Will we be seeing a full game from her tonight? We're going to try. I don't know if you're going to see last year's Atwell currently, but certainly she's going to give us everything she's got, which we're appreciative of. But yeah, obviously she's a little bit hampered right now. All the best for tonight, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We haven't seen the full Amy Atwell this season, Zoe, due to injury.
Yeah, it's disappointing because she is such a class player, but I would take a half a game of Amy Atwell over nothing at all because of the impact she can have in such a small time.
Yeah, no doubt. One player who is at the peak of her powers at the moment, Letitia Amehia.
Well, don't we love when she gets into the block scene? She had 5 blocks on Saturday night. She's just long, she's athletic, a really explosive first step, especially from the elbow. And I would have to say that she won the battle of the bigs against Cox and Frawling in the last game.
Definitely, and I'd love to see a stat on the shots that she just changes, not the ones she only blocks. She changes shots in that paint as well, just by her presence of being there. So Townsville are going to have to find a way to draw her out of the paint.
20 points, 5 blocks on Saturday for Amehia. She was fantastic. Let's get down to Kate Gaze, who's courtside tonight. Looking forward to your insights throughout. Kate, welcome.
Hey guys, thank you. It is absolutely pumping in here. As a player, this is exactly what you want for Game 2 of a semi-final series. You worked so hard all year for this, and the Townsville Fire have definitely got their fans behind them here. It is orange everywhere. Both teams look ready to go, so I'm excited to see what we get tonight.
Thanks, Kate. It is a big energy here at the Townsville Entertainment Centre, and the head-to-head this season has been tight. Perth won the regular season series 2-1, courtesy of that Alex Chibatoni game winner in OT. And now it's tied up after Townsville take game 1 2-all.
Well, as I said at the opener, I don't know who's going to win this game, but all I do know is that it's going to be a battle. It's going to be 4 quarters of a battle, Zoe. And I think, again, why not? It'll go right down to the wire.
Definitely, especially if Perth can put 4 quarters together as opposed to just the half they did in game 1. If they put those 4 quarters together and really make Townsville uncomfortable, we could see this game go to game 3.
Perth Lynx starting 5, and once again Steph Gorman will be in that group with Amy Atwell coming off the bench. She's averaging the 23 minutes per game this season, Amy Atwell.
Pretty set lineup for both teams in the starting 5, and so they would know each other well. They would have their scouts down as to what each pair's strengths and weaknesses are, and so the coaches would have just reiterated that during the week, and you know, we're set for a great ball game.
Referees tonight, Scott Beaker, Brad Henshaw and Bianca Vernon. Game 2, Wednesday night, WNBL Hoops on ESPN. the WNBL Finals. Lynx and Fire. Townsville lead 1-0. Can they send Perth home in a sweep, or are we headed to a Game 3 decider in the nation's West? Let's find out. Tisha Remy here and Lauren Cox to contest the tip. It's been neck and neck all season long between these two. Chances are we are in for another close one here tonight.
See the
Hands on their feet.
crowd just getting right into it, standing up, lots of orange, and here we go.
Here we go. Cox wins down the tip for Townsville. And Ellis will draw up first possession. Coffey with the early touch. Now it's Cox in the post. We didn't see too much of that. But Tisha Remy here. On the flip side, we saw a lot of that in game 1. First denial already. Here, strong side cleared out. Bailey attacking left. Good defense from Frolic.
You can see both teams have a real emphasis of trying to get a good look, high percentage look in the paint early, but the ball needs to move a little bit more, and this tends to happen when we get some nerves early in such an important game.
Well, I'm really interested in watching the defense from each team because I think that's what's going to be key to tonight's game. But what a shot there to start the game, Gorman.
Just didn't hit the scoreboard from 3 until the second quarter in game 1. 1-1 early from Steph Gorman. Here's Ellis. Woods around the pick. Just out of the reach of Froling. Baseline basketball, Perth. Attacking that pick and roll defense, and we heard Ryan Petrick speak about that during the week.
Yeah, it's going to be something for both groups that's really important, but if you drop off too deep, especially against Perth, they are going to make you pay with the way they shoot the 3 ball.
So with the float game.
Well, really good start for Perth, and that's what they've talked about all week is their slow starts, and they can't have that. They need to put pressure, scoreboard pressure on Townsville straight away.
Ellis stops with a mid-range, and Ami here pulls down the glass. Very early days here in Townsville, but Perth have quietened down the crowd. So dump off to Ami here, poked away to the advantage of Townsville. Ellis running the break.
And a real missed opportunity there for Townsville. We saw in game 1, they forced Perth into 13 turnovers, but only scored 5 points off those turnovers. So they've got to clean that up a little bit. They're 3 points for them, especially while they're struggling to score at the moment.
Maley pulls the trigger from 3.
Well, they're certainly feeling confident. That's the style they want. Let it flow, let it fly from the 3-point line.
8-zip start for the Lynx. Woods probing inside and draws the foul on Ami here.
And smart from Woods there to take that into her own hands. They're really struggling offensively to get anything, a good look or a high percentage look. So she took that on herself, used her change of pace and drew the foul to get herself to the foul line, because seeing the ball go through the net can really open up the floodgates for teams.
Well, and it's always handy. I can see them. It's hard to attack Ami here because she's so good at the timing of her blocks, but to get her an early foul, that's a good result for Townsville.
Yeah, it sure is. Wilson only thought about it. So are attacking. Cox got there, did not matter. Maley converts.
And whilst Maley in the first game had 15 rebounds, geez, some uncharacteristic turnovers from Townsville. I think the nerves are right there with them.
Opens up the breakaway. book it. Another 3 for the Lynx, 5 of 6 from the field, and a 13-2 start to the visitors. Shannon Seabohm has no choice here but to call timeout.
Yeah, definitely needs to stop this momentum in this run. Had Townsville been getting good looks, you probably could have let it run, but they're turning the ball over, as Laurie said, uncharacteristically. They just need to settle in, lose those nerves, and get back to playing Townsville basketball. Well,
whilst we talk about there's so much pressure on Perth because it's a do-and-die game, there's an equal amount of pressure on the Fire because they want desperately to win in front of their home crowd and make sure they get into the grand final. So it's a real toss-up.
That's us into Ryan Petrick here.
We'll have our RMS High crew and cheer crew back at halftime for big performance as well.
What a start for the Perth Lynx. 5 already from Illasowa, 5 from Maley, both connecting on triples. 3 of 3 from range, the Lynx.
And that's not something that's uncharacteristic. That is Lynx basketball. They have made a point of telling the entire league that they are going to play from the perimeter and shoot the 3-ball as often as they can. So it's something that Townsville need to address.
Wow, that was a quick foul on Amahir on that inbounds play, trying to deny Ellis the ball. Now with 2 fouls, only 3 minutes into the game, she's going to have to sit on the bench.
It'll be interesting to see if Townsville pump the ball inside to Lauren Cox right now, just while Amahir's off the floor.
Rolling top of the perimeter. Here is Cox. An off-ball foul this time. It looks to be on Gorman. That's the attention Nia Coffey is attracting at the moment.
Yeah, she's such a hard matchup for every team because she's so athletic and mobile that she's too quick for bigger players, but she's so strong and too big for the smaller players. So she is a nightmare matchup.
Ellis to reset. Woods splits through the defense. Now in rotation. Ellis set for 3. Nylon.
That's exactly what they need. Just that extra pass and a wide open look and a nice finish by Ellis.
Haley zigzagging through and the foul call. 2 to come at the line. And the crowd not sure about it here in Townsville.
Yeah, I think when you look at this, you saw that this is the impact of Amahir being off the floor, being able to get into that paint and really draw defenders. But then, of course, in classic Perth basketball, they're not wasting any time. They're pushing the ball in transition and they're trying to get early scores. And if your defensive transition isn't as quick, then they get themselves to the line, whether you like the foul or not.
I think they've seen too many fouls against their 5 that they do like. They are a parochial bunch, a great supporters base, but Annalie Maley makes them both.
See some extended defense after a made foul shot from Perth.
Popped it over to Cox. Trying to deny Coffey. Great vision. Ellis. Back-to-back 3 balls.
And again, ball going inside. They're taking advantage of foul trouble of the Lynx. But you know, I would like to see Lauren Cox in there as well, get her into the game. I can see that Coffey is obviously a focus, but she's also a focus of the D, and 2 and 3 are going to her anytime she gets the catch in the paint.
Coffey stops, props, and makes it.
All right, now we see the momentum swing, and Perth have gotten some good baskets. They'll be confident now. Got the nerves out of the way.
Kate Gaze, this is a great swing of momentum for the Fire. We'll try Kate again in just a moment. Here's Wilson with 5 seconds. Top of the arc 3, follows her own miss. Great hustle, and just before the horn.
That is just an effort play. She put that up knowing it probably wasn't going to go in and just burst after that offensive rebound.
First points of the game for Ellie Wilson. Froling in the post. Goes to work on Clinch Hoycard, hoop and harm, and 1.
And a great take too from Froling there, stepping through back to her right, which is her more non-preferred hand, but the poise and the footwork to be able to draw Clinch Hoycard into that foul. You see feet in the paint and just that change of pace step through, and then to be able to finish high and soft off the glass. She's made it look easy. It's certainly not easy, Laurie.
No, not at all, and she can finish this and 1 play, because she's not the best foul shooter, so that's a great result for Froling.
14 fouls already for Perth. Here's Atwell off the pine. Good defense from Coffey. Townsville basketball. Biggest lead was 11 early days for the Lynx.
I think I'd be running a play for Abby Ellis. You know, she's just hit 2 threes.
Woods driving baseline. Coffey. This is danger signs for the Lynx. They see it off. Wilson jets away. Somehow got it over to clinch Hoykard. Unable to find the reward. Wilson pleading her case for the Lynx. It'll be Perth basketball. And in comes Alex Fowler replacing Froling. A couple of hometown players for the Townsville Fire. And they fought their way back into this one, Kate.
Yeah, I think they can, guys. Shannon was really calm in that timeout. He had confidence in his players, even though they'd only scored 2 points and were down quite a number of points. So very calm in the timeout, and obviously girls responded really well to that.
Thanks, Kate. Haley pulls down the glass. Chipatoni to steady. Fighting under the screen. Maley lets it fly. Fan favourite already near Coffey, joining halfway through the season. Woods. Stopped by Atwell. Ellis open again for 3, and she is perfect from range in the first quarter.
You asked for it, Laurie, and you got it.
Get her the ball. A few people could have shot that. There she was, wide open in the corner. Give that girl the ball.
3 of 3 from beyond the arc for Abby Ellis. To go with a couple of assists, very active early, the breakout player of the season. And a timeout as the Fire have closed it back to a 1-point margin. Townsville are 4 of 5 from 3. Perth 3 of 7. Let's listen to Shannon Seabold.
Penetrate, try to move it. We're going to get everything we want, right? Keep going to the offensive pass. We get putbacks, it will break them. All right, so good job.
Visit the website for details.
With this group they've got on now, right, let's look at give them the matchups. Get her off Wilson for a minute. Let's look at Red now on the pick and roll. Right, Red on the pick and roll. Okay. Next offense, what's up?
Weekends are for basketball and for families, and the best way to conquer the weekend is in a Ford Everest, the 7-seater SUV with room for the whole team. See your local Ford dealer to find the one to fit your family. Kate Gaze, you were listening in to Perth.
Yes, in true Perth style, Ryan's message was, if in doubt, transition. Transition, transition, transition. So he wants his girls to run, play the basketball that they're so used to playing.
Offensive foul there against the Lynx. Thanks, Kate. No surprises there to hear that from Ryan Petrick.
Yeah, that's just Perth basketball is playing in transition and shooting the 3 ball. But Coach Seabold will be really happy coming out of that timeout to be able to draw the moving screen out of when he was talking about the on-ball screen coverage and what they were going to do to it. So he'll be really pleased with that, and they'll be looking to turn that into points here.
Fowler down low and the foul. Penalty in effect the rest of the way in the first quarter.
Alex Fowler had a really good impact on the game the other day. She had 14.6 rebounds and just a great asset coming off the bench. She's quick, she's aggressive going to the basket, she's a good finisher. So good to see her getting a good start.
Yeah, I think for me, the most impressive thing for me with her this season has been her defense. She's been able to lock down players, guards, bigs, all of it. She's so versatile, yeah. But her ability to stay in front of the ball is very impressive.
Chipatoni combining with Morell. The jump hook, not quite. And reset with a fresh 14. Wilson slicing through. Dallas can push things for Townsville.
Interesting, at this stage, Coffey has 2 points, Wilson has 2 points, the two players that just lit it up in game one.
Heat check 3, nearly went down, but Cox with a cleanup.
Beautiful little shoulder shake on that as well. I'd like to see more run for Lauren Cox in the last 2.5 minutes if she stays on the floor, just to get her more involved offensively. She's been playing more on the perimeter to drag defenders out, but I would like to see her in there and being a bit more of a focal point.
Just what you were talking about, the defense of Alex Fowler there, but nice little steal and then a missed opportunity from Allie Wilson.
Uncharacteristic. Woods on the attack. Cox open for 3. Coffey crashing the glass. Back-to-back offensive rebounds for Townsville.
And just strength again, right? You just saw her elevate above everybody and come up with that. That's a tough box out.
That's a tough finish as well from Allie Wilson.
Well, just as I said, they've only had 2 points each. Both of them have gone to work.
Turn this first quarter on its head. Down double digits early. And Fire back in the lead. Woods, recognition. Last touch though off Fowler. Laura Mansfield will enter for her first minutes.
And how great for Townsville to have the experience of Lauren Mansfield coming off the bench and being able to steer the ship whenever she's out there.
Absolutely. That's a luxury to bring a player of her experience off the pine. Atwell opts against the 3, takes a hit and the finish. Smooth move from Amy Atwell. Mansfield's two-man game with Fowler. Held down low, and the patience rewarded.
And that's what you were talking about before, just that experience. Mansfield had all the time in the world there. I think we were all thinking, why didn't she shoot it? But then she saw things that we couldn't.
Wilson just strong. And 36 on the clock remaining in the first quarter.
Both these teams are doing a great job of moving the ball and going from a good shot to a great shot, as we just saw, and really getting everybody involved.
All 5 starters for Townsville have hit the scoreboard, led by Ellis with 9. Here's Mansfield. Gambling on the steal was Maley. Coffey. Run off the arc, this time straight to the cup.
That just shows her athleticism, her explosiveness off the first step, and then how much airtime did she get on this? Goodness me.
She has been the point of difference so far in this series. Brings her tally to 6 so far on the evening.
And just a great job in general from Townsville. They had a really slow start, similar to what the Lynx had in game 1, but they haven't allowed this to linger into half-time. They've taken care of this in this quarter here, so a great job from them to get back to their basketball as quickly as possible.
Coffey converts. 5-point buffer to the Fire. Shot clock unplugged to close the first.
Look at the two superstars going head-to-head, matched up. Ball in Allie Wilson's hand, being defended by Coffey.
What a side it is. Froling switching onto the ball. Morell rattles out. That'll do it for the end of one. Townsville 26 have turned around an 11-point deficit to lead by 5 at the first break. Townsville Entertainment Centre, shooting 56% from the field, and they lead 26-21 at the end of the first quarter. Game 2, WNBL semi-finals. Great to have your company on ESPN around the country. Ellis leading the way for Townsville, and Kate Gaze, Shannon Seaborn would have to be happy.
Oh, he sure is. What I'm super impressed with, though, is the athleticism. I know you guys have been talking about it in the studio there, but being courtside, you can see the sweat just jumping off these players, and the athleticism that these athletes have is incredible on both teams. Absolutely fantastic, and it's so great to be here courtside.
And absolutely, Kate, it is a real testament to the league to have the athletes that we have putting on the show that they are, but it's all about the ability that they have and the skill set that they have, Laurie, to be able to perform at this level.
Well, and it's all about the finals and showcasing it, and they lift, everybody lifts, you know, when it becomes finals time, and so the display of women's basketball just goes up another level.
It's been a great showcase so far. Coffey utilising her athleticism with 6 early points. Went over against the Fire.
Well, that's the sort of turnover they had at the beginning of the game, Townsville. So they don't want to get back into that mode at all. And that could be a product of some really strong defense from Perth, but they need to take care of that.
Maley forced right. And Fowler's there. Woods with the patient approach. Rejects the screen. Mansfield. Snake dribble. Back out to Coffey. Single-digit shot clock. Trolling with the post work.
Well, Laurie and I both looked at each other when Courtney Woods didn't take that shot against the drops coverage. A drops coverage against Courtney Woods, she normally eats those up, but she's used, again, her experience, moved the ball and used a full 24 seconds to get a 2-point score from Alicia Crawling.
Wilson foul down low. Woods and Mansfield in the vicinity. They're yet to register a personal.
Well, I think it's a good strategy, too, for Townsville, that unless they have a really good early look or a very obvious look, make Perth play some defense. Make them play, 20 seconds of defense. And because Perth are so high energy, they just want to get it done and get the ball in their hands and run.
Wilson so often ahead of that attack. What a year. She has had a career year in the WNBL. All WNBL first team a week ago. Yeah. Career high in scoring.
She's been incredible, but I think it's also a really good move from her there to try and get the ball inside and get herself to the line. They're only shooting 36% in that first quarter and had only had 2 free throws for the game, for the whole quarter. So getting themselves to the line, I think, is a really good idea for them. Again, keeps the scoreboard ticking over, but also allows their players to start seeing the ball go through the net.
Court defense from Townsville. Easily dealt with. Wilson initiating offense. Soa bursting off that handoff. What a rebound for the Fire. They have had the advantage in that capacity over Perth. That's turnover number 7 in the game.
That was a nice deflection, really active hands by Gorman just to get that deflection and then go off Courtney Woods.
Maley. Mansfield denying Sowa. Here's Wilson on the right wing. Coffey giving away nothing on Gorman. Great defense. Remains Lynx basketball.
You can see how Townsville are switching at every opportunity, and it's not just a passive switch, it's an aggressive switch so that the player coming off that has nowhere to go, and that's what they need to continue to do.
And a benefit of their versatility too. Everyone's able to switch on to anybody and stay in front of them.
Saffron Shields, her first burn in game 2. Stepping through. Townsville with 14 from the baseline. by Mansfield. Extended rest here for Abby Ellis. After her early 3 triples, Mansfield's with the tray.
And Mansfield again coming up with the big experience play. You saw Saffron Shields gave that up when you probably wouldn't want her to. There's less than 5 seconds to go on the shot clock, and she gave the ball up, but Mansfield was up to the task.
Somehow Wilson stayed with it. 6 seconds for Sowa. Attacking left on Shields and finds her way to the cup. Six-point advantage, Townsville. Coffey on the roll. Plus the foul. One to come at the line for Nia Coffey.
Really smart by Nia Coffey, recognizing the mismatch on her, going inside straight away, and her teammate Frawling finding her with a great pass.
Chance for Coffey to enter double digits early on in this contest. 4 of 7 from the field. Making no mistake. 34 plays 25. The Fire eking out a nice lead here at the moment. Wilson exploding. No one came to stop the dribble.
That is where she is so... Your scout would have to say, don't let her get ahead of steam, because once she goes, she is going to the basket and is so effective in that.
Mansfield's looking against the deep dribble. And we're headed the other way.
Stepped out of bounds on just before the catch, so she didn't have both feet grounded before she got the basketball. But again, you can see Townsville moving the ball, trying to find giving up the good shot for the great shot.
Well spotted, Zoe. Wilson over the timeline. And Troy Carter-Rice. Atwell had Cox off the deck. Pretty move off the window.
Well, she just got her in the air. Cox needs to stay on the ground. Amy Atwell did a great job of just stepping through and finishing off the glass.
And they got themselves discombobulated. Cox puts it on the deck all the way herself.
Little point guard action.
Sure was. Now Mansfield can offer the steady hands. Cox inside, poked away from Atwell, and a whistle. Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank.
That was a really late whistle on Amy Atwell on that rebound battle with Frawling.
Ellis re-enters. 4 triples combined from the 2 Townsville point guards. Woods connects to the baseline, Jay.
Well executed out of bounds play, just nice little screening action. Courtney Woods coming off with a shooter's mentality, knowing that she wouldn't have much time for that release, and a really great finish.
Wilson attacking on Shields.
And Perth have done a great job of recognising that Saffron Shields is guarding Allie Wilson right now, and you know, as a 19-year-old in the league, that's got to be pretty daunting. So I think it's Townsville doing a good job getting some time off Coffey and some time off Fowler, but you don't want to allow Allie Wilson to start getting free and starting to feel things coming a little bit easier.
Sowa with a shooter's roll.
That's what she can do. She can light it up from the perimeter, but she also finds ways and means of getting 2 feet in the paint and finishing.
Perth leading the way in the second quarter. Wilson peels her clean. Does well to find Atwell. The Lynx with numbers. Atwell on the end of it.
This just has such a feel of game one, where Townsville took a lead and then all of a sudden the Lynx are reining them back in, as we would expect.
Would have really boosted the momentum the way of Perth. Trolling, second chance, and rebounding the strength of the Fire.
And I've said it on a lot of broadcasts throughout the year about, you know, predictable shots are reboundable. And you saw there, whilst it wasn't a what you would probably call a great shot from Courtney Woods, because everybody knew that that was going to go up, it was able to be rebounded and put back for two.
Couple at the line for Ali Wilson, and Mihir and Maley will re-enter.
I wondered when we would see a Mihir with the 2 fouls.
I'd really like to see Townsville go inside to Lauren Cox now if Mihir guards her, and try and, you know, really draw her into that 3rd foul if they can, because she's going to have to change the way she defends.
Battles home for Ali Wilson, back to a 1-possession ball game. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Defended Coffey tightly so far. She still found a way to get involved in the scorer's column, however. Woods, deep 3 ball, and cans it.
I was just thinking in my mind, Courtney Woods has been a little bit quiet out there offensively scoring. And there she did, nail that 3.
Gibertoni around the pick. Maley. Strong. Mihir battling, but Cox wins the battle. Seven in the game now for Courtney Woods. Waits the cut of Cox. Oh, that is a tough finish. High off the glass.
And again, attacking Mihir while she's in foul trouble. Really make the most of it right now, because if she can make it to half-time and still be on 2 fouls, it's okay, but really take advantage right now.
Basket waved off.
Offensive foul called on Ali Wilson. Just trying to push her way into the keyway.
Nice running point. Kate Gaze, what have you seen from the Perth perspective?
From the Perth perspective, they're being super aggressive, but just then, uncharacteristically, Shannon Seabom very animated on the bench just then. He was really happy with that offensive foul call on Ali Wilson.
Thanks, Kate. 10-point ball game. The Townsville Fire have turned it right around. 45, plays 35. Well, rebounding has been the strength of the Townsville Fire. And they have out-rebounded the Perth Lynx in every matchup that we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, and again, it's come from their ability to play their game and play predictable basketball at the offensive end, and then disruptive basketball at the defensive end.
Now this is where we execute our attack.
Perth led by Wilson with 12 points. 3 steals. Mila Sowar has 9, and Adeline Maley with 7.
So both teams are really spreading the scoring around. So there's no one single player that's, I mean, Wilson on 12 and Coffey on 10, as we would expect, but both teams are really spreading that scoring.
The Fire have doubled their quarter-time advantage with 2:43 remaining in the first half. Momentum the way of the home side. Great to have your company for the WNBL semi-finals on ESPN. Me here directing traffic. Hitting some meaningful movement. Fire's defense has been on. Gibertoni, pump fake, and again Coffey this time with a shutdown. Ellis, such a controlled game once again. Woods with 8 seconds. Whipped over to Cox. Corner treble just off. Here running the break.
No.
Offensive foul against the Lynx.
That is big trouble for Perth here, for her to have picked up her third foul, particularly in that fashion lorry, where it was almost, it was unnecessary. But it's also playing into the Perth style of basketball of trying to push the ball, but it's drawn her into a foul.
Oh, that's a big foul with 2 minutes to go.
Just that armbar from Amihia. That is a massive foul. Alison Fowler.
You can see that Perth are again a couple times down the floor have been in a 2-1-2 zone, just trying to change it up, make Townsville think.
Fowler, corner three, online.
And that zone was what Townsville really struggled with in game one when Perth were making their run, and they did a better job of moving the ball and finding the open shot.
Wilson in a flash down the other end. Woods probing. Ellis lost Gibertoni. Hoping to pass up a good shot for a better shot, the Fire. Ellis on the end of it.
That's a good result. You've made Perth play 20 seconds of defense, and two, you've settled for, instead of a 2-point shot, a nice 3-point shot. Again from Abby Ellis.
And a steal on the other end to boot. Fourth treble for Abby Ellis. Woods, immediate attack. And again, Ellis, set, not that time. His place would have exploded. Cowbells doing their thing tonight at the Townsville Entertainment Centre. Wilson stepping back, and the call. Might have just had a foot on the line.
That was a foul on Fowler?
I think so. It was well defended on the bounce, and I think she must have flipped her on the arm on the follow through.
Free throws for Ali Wilson. He's kept the offense ticking over today for Perth. Now 15 to her name. Has indeed adjudicated the 3 shots. Closing stages of this first half. Can the Fire extend their lead heading into the main break? Gibertoni right up in the grill of Ellis. Fox assessing. Now with 8 seconds. Woods, set, connects, off the backboard with a bank.
I mean, you play a great zone, you force an outside shot, and it's banked in by Courtney Williams.
Perth will be frustrated, but it's a 14-point advantage at halftime to the Fire. Hoping to close this one out in 2, and Courtney Woods really drives the point home. Great second quarter in particular, now up to 10, a couple of trebles, and the Fire have connected on 8 of them in the first half. Let's get down to Kate Gaze on court.
Abby, your first year in the WNBL, breakout player of the year. You are absolutely pumped out there tonight. It's game 2 of the semi-final series. How are you feeling?
It's insane. Just excited to be here. We work all season for this, and glad to enjoy the moment.
You've got 12 points, 5 assists. We love it when you hit threes. How does it feel to play with such great players around you that make buckets all the time?
Oh, it's amazing. We have so many threats on our team. Anyone can score, which is great. We just got to keep on getting to the post, getting it down to 3, and just mix it up on their defense.
And you've had a lead in previous games against this team. They're a tough team. What's the focus going into the second half?
Definitely execution and keeping our defense, our strategy to a point. But yeah, just execution down the stretch, and we got them where we want them.
All the best, Abby. Have a great second half.
4 triples and 6 assists at the halftime break for the breakout player of the year. Abby Ellis heads to the room to the 14-point advantage to her Townsville Fire. First half in the books for Game 2 of the WNBL semi-finals between the Fire and the Lynx. And Townsville have really controlled things in the second quarter. Liam Ellison, Zoe Carr and Laurie Chiswick with you on the call. And Zoe, Townsville really took control of things there.
They really did. They had that slow start, but then they rallied. They started to really lean into their defensive schemes and their rules, and were able to bring that back and then obviously burst out into a bit of a lead, playing their brand of offense and predictable basketball.
Well, and I think part of that reason was the early foul trouble that Amy here got in, 2 fouls and then a late third foul in that second quarter. But I like the way, the patience that Townsville are bringing, and the fact that they've got 17 assists means just the type of basketball that they're playing, that extra pass from a great shot to an even better one.
It's a startling number at the halftime break. 25 assists at full time in game 1, 17 and a half. And Shannon Seaborn was really impressed with his team's ball movement in game 1.
Yeah, and he should be even more impressed with it here, the way they've been able to find each other. And that's why you see knockdown shots the way we have from Townsville tonight, because they're uncontested and they are feet set, right person at the right time. So really impressive basketball from the Fire. And on the flip side, it's been able to really slow the Lynx down into a half-court game because they're having to defend for 24 seconds.
Leaders Abby Ellis with 12 and Ali Wilson with 17 for the Perth Lynx, pacing that offense in the absence, as you mentioned, Laurie, of Letitia Amia, who's had some foul troubles. The Fire are 8 of 14 from beyond the arc, and Abby Ellis has been a huge reason why.
Yeah, her ability to knock down the 3-ball, and she's done a great job. It's not by this is by design. They're finding her, and you saw even after she knocked down her first couple, Courtney Woods was getting feet in the paint and looking for Abby Ellis, and the way she's able to catch and shoot and release so quickly and be able to knock down those shots has been very impressive.
And how excited was she at that halftime interview? You could just feel that she's got that finals feeling. She's knocked down some three-point shots. She's pumped, and so she should be.
And Laurie, Nia Coffey has clearly had a different scout. There's been a really tight defense from the Perth Lynx, but she's still found a way to be effective.
Well, I think that's a sign of a great player, is that, yes, they take something away from you and you find a different way. She started off a little bit slowly, but she draws so much attention that if she's drawing that attention, somebody else can be open, and that's, where they found Abby Ellis. But then she found her groove and just went, okay, I'm going to get some good looks inside here, mismatches. She's just so strong and athletic when she goes to the basket.
And defensively, the way she's been able to impact this game as well, and just stand up players that are trying to get feet in the paint and trying to create, and she's been able to just put a stop to that. And the versatility of being able to switch with her has been really impressive.
Well, and the other thing is, I've loved the matchup between her and Ali Wilson. The two of them going head-to-head, the two superstars. So that's been really fun to watch.
Both those two will feature heavily in the top 5 plays from Game 1 of the semi-finals before we head to the second half.
Maylee with a 3-ball. That is going to feel good.
And at the other end,
So nylon.
George catches one-on-one here with Griffin. Banks it in, count the points, and she'll go to the line for an extra.
Nia Coffey banks it home. Something out of nothing for Townsville. What a way to finish.
I think I just want to be known as someone fun to watch, and not because I do super exciting or athletic things, which I definitely won't be doing, but I think it's just like, I just want to be able that when people watch me, they can tell that I enjoy playing, and I want like little kids to watch and be like, wow, that was really fun at the Fire game. I love watching Courtney Woods play. I want to go play basketball, or I want to go play for the Hyatts at Townsville Basketball. I think just really kind of being that player that kind of like is fun to be around and fun to watch for our fans. Townsville's a really special club because it's community owned, so all of our sponsorships, everything that money based comes from our community, so we don't exist without them. And I think that community award was really awesome, and I was really grateful to win it. Courtney Woods spends a lot of time in her apartment. I'm not a huge outdoors person. I like kind of just coming home, spending time with my friends, watching reality TV, drinking a lot of coffee. I like to just live quite a low-key lifestyle. This is in the big smoke in Melbourne. I'm scared. I want to go back to Townsville. I want to go back to my quiet little life. So yeah, quiet little life.
Courtney Woods loving life in far north Queensland, one of 3 captains for the Townsville Fire, and getting it done so far for Townsville, who potentially are half away from closing out a sweep in this semi-final series against the Lynx. And you may notice this evening the players from both sides have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. This season, the WNBL clubs, athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learn how you can be a part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia, the QR code and phone number on your screen right now. A season-long initiative from the WNBL. We're moments away from the second half getting underway here in Townsville, and Kate Gaze has a very special guest, Claudia Prasad, Townsville Championship coach. Kate.
Yes, I'm joined by Claudia Prasad, Townsville Fire's first ever import, championship winning coach and life member of the Townsville Fire. Chloe, what do you think of tonight's game?
Daisy, it's been an exciting matchup, high scoring, I love it, really physical. Expecting a big second half. We've seen a few Perth players probably more quiet than usual. So let's see what Amira and Chibitoni and those Atwell, they can all come out and start firing in the second half. But I'm hoping the Fire hang on.
And what do you think of the crowd?
Amazing, right? Like Townsville Fire love their basketball. Sorry, Townsville loves the basketball. They've come out in force tonight. Love it.
Thanks so much for joining me, Chloe, and enjoy the second half.
Great.
Thanks, Kate. Great to see Townsville legend in the house cheering on the Fire. Falling to kick us off. Woods off the restart. Ellis. Wide open. Courtney Woods connects.
What a great bailout. Receiver position, a little drive, and great job by Courtney Woods to relocate back out at that three-point line.
57% from 3, the Townsville Fire. Amihia can't find the whistle.
And that's what Townsville need to continue to do. Don't allow Amihia to get comfortable. She's had to sit a lot of the first half because of foul trouble, so keep her in that state of almost having not really played yet.
Game high lead for the Fire. Wilson back heel on the 3, but Gorman has it snatched away from Ellis. All the way of Townsville right now. Until then, offensive foul against Woods. First personal. Great ball movement once again from the Fire. Really picking up where they left off at half-time. So, Townsville fires. 22-13, the Fire lead the rebounding count.
Well, Perth just aren't shooting the 3 ball right now. 27% at halftime, and we know they live and breathe by that.
Cox follows her own miss.
A great follow-up from Lauren Cox there too, because again, that just puts Amihia in a state of, she can't take a breath at all, and she's going to have to not only get out to contest that shot, but then box out that far away from the basket, which is really difficult.
Maley on the perimeter. Driving by Froling. Mejia.
Oh, that did everything but drop right down.
Get another look at it, though. It's another offensive foul, this time against the Lynx. Mejia does enter this half with the 3 personals.
Yeah, that is her 4th. Yeah, so that's big for Perth, or even bigger for Townsville, really, to be able to pick that up so early.
Yeah, I'd like to have a look at that to see if she really was moving, because you would think that because she has those 3 fouls that she would be rock solid still.
Huge blow for the Lynx. Mejia hits the pine once more. Ellis with 9 seconds. Probing in the beautiful teardrop.
She's just continuing. How fun is she to watch this game? Her first final series, her first season in the WNBL, breakout player.
Great find, but not quite for Maley. Coffey peeled clean from Wilson. Slick hands. Maley, transition triple. And again it rattles out. Finally, something goes down for Perth. First field goal of the second half. Rolling to reset. Ellis, single-digit shot clock. Great entry pass to Froling. She can go to work. Doubles. Wow. Does not matter.
And a beautiful take from Froling, but Perth are going to have to be careful being in such a deep drops coverage against the likes of Ellis. She shot the ball from the 3-point line spectacularly in the first half, and it's a real dare to be dropping so deep off her off the on-ball screen.
Got them on the ropes at the moment, but Perth will come at some stage. Woods looking to pile on the pain, and does so.
The last few times down the floor, Townsville have showed so much patience. They've just looked at what their options are, read the defense, not panicked at all. The clock was tipping down, and then at the other end, Perth just seemed to be rushing a little bit.
Ellis. The Fire will never be rushed. Composed, and Lauren Cox gets the roll from 3. 10 triples from 17 tries for the Townsville Fire. And a 24-point advantage.
Yeah, huge for them to come out like this. And, you know, as you said, Laurie, Perth have got to slow down.
Lauren Cox gets involved from beyond the arc. And that's now 5 players that have hit from 3 for the Fire.
I'm not sure anybody expected this scoreline in the third quarter, early in the third quarter. This is a big ask for Perth to come back from this sort of margin.
Certainly not. 12-2 to start the third. Townsville have just blown it open. Perth hampered without Ami here with the 4 personals remaining on the bench. This couldn't have gone any better for Shannon Seabom and the Fire at home. It's been a dream start to the third quarter for the Fire, a 12-2 run to open the half. Here's Wilson. Opting out to Maley. Inside the arc and short on the J.
And that was an executed offense. That looked good. The ball went through hands. You got the impression before that Perth were just trying to peg this back all in the third quarter, and that's not going to happen. They're going to have to take their time with it. But Laurie, how long would you leave Amy here on the bench right now? I know she's got the four fouls, but this game could very, very much continue to go down this road with her on the bench.
Well, that's a really good question. I'm not sure if I would leave her right till maybe the start of the fourth quarter, although, you know, she's just hasn't played much at all.
Just the 6.5 minutes for Letitia Remihia. Ellis, solid foul from Atwell. And that's 2 at the stripe for Abby Ellis.
And that's been a problem for the Lynx for the entire game, keeping the ball in front, whether it be off just straight line drive or an action like a pick and roll. And you see there's just too much space for her to be able to operate. So they've been in rotations for the whole game.
And then they've taken advantage of that as well by making extra passes.
Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in their field. Leave logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au. What to debate over there on the Perth bench. When did they pull the trigger? On me here with the 4 personals. Tony running point and a whistle off ball on Alex Fowler.
Alex Fowler was plus in the plus-minus column of the statistics, plus 22 in 11 minutes and 42 seconds. And the plus-minus can be a little bit deceptive at times, but this really just showed how great she was at the defensive end and then her impact offensively.
And Choi Khan provides the pick. Wilson looking to get downhill. Atwell lets it fly.
Townsville are just giving Perth nothing. Nothing is coming easy for them right now. Every shot is contested. Every shot has a hand at them.
Now 3 of 16 from beyond the arc. Wilson with a steal. A blocking foul on Mansfield's.
And a very clever foul from Mansfield there too. Stopped the break without giving up an unsportsmanlike or any type of elevated foul there. So really clever from her.
11-year vet Lauren Mansfield's making the move up north. Here's Wilson. Maley. This trend continues for the Lynx. They can score in bunches, the Perth Lynx, but at the moment they are ice cold from 3. Mansfield's.
You can see the shot clock less than 5. So again, they've made them play a lot of defense.
And that really hurts. Fowler with 2 more. Second chance points once again. That's now 13 for the Fire. It's going to be number 3 on Fowler. A 26-point advantage as we get the floor wipers out. And Fowler's been active in limited minutes off the bench.
She has. She's been incredible. I'm putting it out there. I'm on the Alex Fowler train. Big fan. I think what she's been able to do this season, and largely under the radar, has been so impressive. But it's a big reason why the Townsville Fire have been successful this season.
She's in the running for 6th Woman of the Year. Wilson, yet another steal. And Mansfield closing off the transition once more. High IQ.
We can see that Amahir is on the court.
No surprises there. Laurie had to pull the trigger before the start of the 4th.
Well, yes, as you say, this margin's just gone too far. And you know, it's... why wait until the margin gets more?
Yeah, she might as well be fouled out if you're going to sit her. So you definitely, have to run the race and see, if you can put a little bit of a dent in this before 3/4 time. She's not going to be able to help you from the bench.
Back to Fowler, backing down on Atwell. More coffee with 4 seconds. Mansfield connects.
Well, Perth have, it's their thing, the 3-point shot. They pride themselves in that. And right now, they're sitting at 16%, 3 from 18. But conversely, Townsville, 55% from the three-point line. Massive.
Outstanding. They've got 20 assists as a team. Yet another one there. This ball movement, beautiful. And a couple at the line for me here.
I always like to do a bit of a weather watch for when I commentate me here. She's a Canadian national from Mississauga, Ontario, and it's -3 there right now compared to 30 in Townsville, so a little bit of difference.
A little difference with the humidity as well, I'd imagine. Amazingly, the first points of the contest for me here, due to that foul trouble. Kate Gaze on court. It is quite hot here in Townsville today. As Fowler gets it to rattle home. We'll get back to Kate in just a moment.
But again, the patience there, you know, the shot clock's winding down, pressure's building up, and they just take their time and find the shot that they want.
Wilson has been a constant today for Perth, despite all their troubles.
She has, and she's really trying to will this team along at the moment, but it can't just be her. Others have to step up if they're going to really have a crack at this.
Cox may have gone to the block a lot more today, the Townsville Fire rather, as Cox will head back to the stripe. First trip to the line of the evening for Lauren Cox. Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. Celebrate 50 years and the current hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL.
But when we look at these semi-final series over the last couple of years, it's been a 2-0 sweep by Perth last season, 2-0 sweep by Townsville the season before. So what are we looking at here? Is back to Townsville 2-0 sweep? It's looking that way right now.
Trend continues potentially. Long way back.
And there's only a handful of players from both teams that have been involved in this semi-final and the previous two. Amy Atwell and Mackenzie Clinch-Hoycard from Perth and Courtney Woods from Townsville are three players that have been involved over the last few years. Otherwise, brand new players.
A lot of turnover for this Fire squad. They might be headed to get another grand final berth. Great post play. Cox with a dime and Fowler into double figures.
Great off-ball movement too. They're sending two to Lauren Cox here to try and protect me here. And the dive from Alex Fowler just to either draw defense away or be open herself.
Chibatoni able to get involved from three. And that breaks the scoring drought from Atlanta Plenty. Makes a 4 of 19 from three. Wilson draws the foul. Here's the second on Abby Ellis. 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Noting what they are seeing here at the moment in Townsville. Who's just joined us, 92-87. Townsville took game one on Saturday night. Looking to close out a 2-0 series sweep in the semi-finals. Chibatoni with 7 seconds. Outwell, open. Can't make him pay. Here wins it back for Perth with 7.5 on the clock.
Still got time for one shot. They want to make sure they get the last shot of this quarter.
Mansfield's great hands. Coffey running the break. Ellis. This will bring the house down just strong for three. 78 plays 53. Townsville with a quarter to play in the box seat. 24-13 in the third, and they are in a great position here. 1 quarter away potentially from a grand final berth. Courtney Woods and the Townsville Fire in control here at the moment, and the crowd absolutely loving it. 78 plays 53, 10 minutes remaining. Liam Ellison, Zoe Carr, Laurie Chiswick, and Kate Gaze with you in commentary. Kate, let's hear your thoughts heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was just in the Perth huddle there, and the players very positive, trying to get each other going. As a player, when you're looking down the barrel at the end of your season, it's a tough spot to be in when you're down in, game 2 of a semi-final, your back's against the wall, but they were very positive. Ryan was really talking to his team about defensive strategies, look for a press to come out, to press up the court, get a few steals, and offensively, like I said earlier in the game, Perth, true Perth style, just go, go, go. Try and get as many scores on the board as possible.
Thanks, Kate. Gonna have to throw everything at them. So to start things off the right way.
And that's going to be really helpful, because what hurt them in that third quarter was the inability to actually score, to be able to press and get up. So they need to make sure that they're generating traps and disruption, even if it is in the half court. And you can see there's a real intent here from Perth. This is defense that we haven't seen for the last 2 quarters, Laurie.
Well, and you have to take, Townsville becomes so comfortable. You have to take them out of their comfort zone, make them feel like they have to pay attention to the defense rather than just do what they want offensively. And that's by getting up and in, getting into the passing lane, bumping cutters. And they'll need to play with every bit of that energy in this fourth quarter if they want to even make a dent in this scoreline.
Russell along the sideline, wins it back for Townsville. Cox has it wrapped up. No call against the Lynx. Second on Annalise Maley.
That is a little bit of a danger when you, well, look, they have to throw caution to the wind here, but you can get a little over-exuberant and get into a little foul trouble. We see Annalise just trying to wrap up Cox there, but you know what? You have to try those sort of things right now.
Absolutely. And, there are times where those calls, particularly in the fourth quarter, do go uncalled, so you might get away with it, and that might just be the thing that sparks you onto a little bit of a run.
Party atmosphere at the moment. Downs via Cox. Great ball game so far from Ellis. 16 points to her name. Cox, the vision, big foul on the Mejia. And Froling letting her know all about it. That'll be 5 for Letitia Mejia.
And the fake from Lauren Cox, before she put the ball to the floor, she sent it over Soa's head and then put the ball to the floor and then made the little extra pass. A beautiful offense, particularly from a big.
Sorry, I was just watching the replay there where Alicia Froling was giving her a little bye-bye for her 5th foul.
Well, Kate, the energy here is turned up a notch. Battles home for Froling. We'll try Kate again in just a moment. And it fell out to Coffey. Last chance saloon almost for the Lynx. Gorman not quite. They will not die trying here in this fourth quarter. Turnover. Soa in the corner. Smothered is Woods. Somehow got out of there.
They don't want to foul now. That almost got a backcourt violation.
Woods can be the steady hands. Kick out. Cox has hit one. First 14. Now Woods to try. And a lot of feeling between Maley and Coffey on that rebounding contest. Woods under a world of pressure, and Kate, the Perth Lynx are going to throw everything at Townsville here. Having some technical difficulties with Kate, and we'll get back to her when we can, as Wilson turns it over.
It may just be that it's so loud in there that she can't hear what's going on in her ears.
Very well could be.
The Townsville crowd are right into this and enjoying every minute.
Ellis round Sowa. Cox stretching the floor. Wilson needs to let it fly for Perth, and does. Big game tonight from Ali Wilson. She's up to 24.
And now they've got to get up. They've got to get up and try and generate some turnovers here, get some quick scores and force Coach Shannon Seabohm into a timeout. At the moment, they're up the floor, but they're not creating anything right now to really put Townsville under pressure.
So third time's the charm. Kate Gase.
Hey guys, it's electric in here. The crowd are loving what they're seeing. They're giving Perth hell. And Alicia Froling is at the forefront of that, as we just see right here. They are loving what Froling is doing out there on the court.
Sure are. And right behind the Fire, and they are a ferocious team to play against when the crowd is up like this.
Yeah, they are. We've said it all season. They're like a sixth player for them, and it's probably about a seventh at the moment with the volume in the venue at the moment. But now it's starting to get just a little bit ratty from both groups. They've got to, yes, you're trying to generate chaos, but you've got to also make sure you're doing it in the right way, because the last thing the Lynx can have right now is being in the bonus and sending the Fire to the foul line for the last 5 or so minutes of the game.
Yeah, 7 minutes is a long time when you're down by 20 points in your semi-final. And that, interestingly, Perth lead the league in the regular season with points scored at almost 87 points a game. And, to be at now 59.
Cox draws contacts. Count it. And one for Lauren Cox.
Do you feel like, Zoe, this is one of those games where things that are going right, it just keeps rolling and everything goes right. Right position, right time, shots are going down, players are feeling good, and the exact opposite for Perth.
Yeah, I think also, too, they've learned from game one. As soon as they wrestled back that momentum, they've held on to it. Rather than handing it back to Perth, they've managed to not only hold on to the momentum, but obviously push out their lead.
Well, pushing in the transition. Points away to the stripe. The Lynx are 11 of 11 tonight from the line. It's gotten a little chippy here in the fourth.
Townsville are the best defensive team in the competition, averaging 72 points, almost 72 points against them. So they've done a good job of keeping the high-flying Perth at this stage to 59 points.
Sure have. Lynx have put up some huge totals this season, including 106 against the Fire earlier on. How's the transition movement to Cox?
Just beautiful basketball, knowing that the press is coming and the traps are coming, and just being smart, moving the ball and finding open players.
Haley adds 2 more. Right down to spillage on the floor. 6.5 remaining in the fourth.
Well, certainly the Fire would be hoping to keep this margin and to be able to, get this series done in 2, and to be able to have a bit of a break between the grand final and this game.
Whistle down low. Go against Cox. Ability to crush the offensive glass has been a strength. 10 on the evening for Townsville.
And I know they're up by a fair bit at the moment, but that's not really a shot Townsville normally take, or they haven't tonight. They've used the clock at every opportunity to really make the Lynx not only defend them, but use the clock to their advantage. So I think that's something they'll look to get back to as well. Take wide open layups if they've got them. Otherwise, try and get into their offense if they can.
With the Tony. Not that time. Higher control.
You see Shannon Seabaum on the sideline, and he, at the recent awards dinner, got his 5th Coach of the Year, his 4th with Townsville. He's only coached for 6 seasons at Townsville. 4 of them he's had Coach of the Year. And when I look at their lineup, they only had 3 returning players in Woods, Shields, and McDowell-White. So really good effort by him to establish this winning culture and successful program once again.
Courtney Woods adds another downtown hit. It has been an impressive retooling from the Fire. So many new athletes. Shannon Seabaum now stands alone with 5 Coach of the Year nods. Coffee, same spot for Woods. Run out of real estate. Using the coach in front as well during the week. For the Opals, Sandy Brondello locks in.
Isn't that fantastic? Recommitted to the LA Olympics. Paul Goris is going to be her associate head coach, so he'll probably take the reins during the FIBA Asia Cup that's coming up in July. And also on the panel, we've got Shannon Seabaum, Cheryl Chambers, Christy Harrower, and Renee Garliff, who's still involved in a final series.
Gee, that is an all-star cast. Let's listen in to Ryan Petrick.
Come down the floor, gets it roughly here. Again, we're just skipping it. And straight in with the elbow. Amy play behind. So again, ideally pitch back. Worst case, head on rim. Now again on this, defensively everything we avoid and then fly around and play. So if you've got nail, we put 2 of the ball here and they get that one. You're all the way back, all the way up. I would rather you all the way up. So they can't get single high-low. We good?
For a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy. Pick up a family pack of Latina Fresh pasta and sauce. Ready in minutes and so delicious there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. Find Latina Fresh in a chill pasta aisle near you. Kate, you were listening in to Shannon Seabaum.
Yeah, Shannon was very systematic, very methodical, just not getting sucked into how Perth wanted to play. They said stick with what we do well and really pack in on the defensive end. Don't let them get to the basket easy. Make sure we're locked in defensively.
Thanks, Kate. Calm feeling from the Townsville bench. Lynx with a full court pressure. Going to try everything here. Woods doubled on the sideline. Fire are headed towards the bonus. Lynx with 1 more to give. Now we will get free throws.
Townsville
11 of 14 from the line this evening for Townsville.
I'm not sure, Zoe, when in the context of a game that's really physical, to call a foul on a catch, an inbound pass, that's a bit tough, I think.
Yeah, I think because it's centre out of bounds was probably the reason for it, but there's also got to be a part of it that, you know, you're up against a press, you're up against pressure. Don't be catching the ball on the sideline, or if you do, get away from there as quickly as possible, because Perth did a really good job of using the sideline as that third defender.
Courtney Woods will have to get that patched up.
I think Townsville have done that exact thing to Perth, is to really work hard at making them catch the ball where they're not necessarily comfortable catching it, so that they have to think about something different, maybe a little bit further from the three-point line, maybe not in this key area at all. As you said, pack it in, don't let them have any dribble penetration. So they've done a good job of dictating to the Lynx, and the scoreline reflects that at 62 points.
Haley attacking through the keyway. They'll pick their way out of the press. Point guards out on the floor to do so. Ellis doubles. Now Cox. They've got numbers. Coffey open for three. Bullseye! The Fire will not be denied.
And Perth doing what they need to do. They're trapping everything. They're sending 2 to the ball on every pass. But you see there that Coffey, they just find the open player and Coffey just knocks it down.
28-point advantage. Cut down with that last basket. Coffey, who hit 6 triples on Saturday night with her first of the evening there. 13 points, 6 assists tonight for Coffey.
Well, all of Perth's starters are in double figures, and add in Alex Fowler as well with 16 points, so it's a really nice spread.
Sure is. Cox really made herself known here tonight. Quite a game in game 1, but a double-double tonight, Zoe.
Yeah, she's been fantastic. But it's what Townsville have done, all of their players have done all game. They've just found whoever it is. You look at Coffey, who had such a massive game. She's at 13 points at the moment. But she's just taking what comes and finding what the great shot is for her. There's nobody that's really, I must take this. It's just whoever is open, it's going to them, and they're playing just beautiful, fundamental basketball, and that's why they have so many players in double figures.
And that's also reflected in their 29 assists that they have so far, so you've really got to give them credit for that.
Some number. Do not force anything. This Fire offense. Ellis brings her tally to 17.
And that's where I give Coach Shannon Sebron and his coaching staff credit, where he has a certain style. It's much more system oriented.
He looks at the way he runs. He gets his players in, and he recruits to a certain style as well that he knows is going to fit. And if he gets players in that are maybe a little bit outside of that, he puts the ego aside and adjusts the plan for what suits the group best. It is a really good balance of playing the way he wants, but also playing the best way that the athletes can be successful.
Cox smacking down the mismatch. Allen hits the offensive glass.
And that's why I think he's had such successful programs over the years, is that sort of mentality and being able to work with whoever he has, and obviously recruiting very well with Nia Coffey coming in mid-season.
Has been a masterstroke. Cipollone taking on Cox, gets her off the deck. And we'll have 2 at the stripe. They've had some adversity as well, the Fire, with JC Sheldon, of course, early on, pre-season, unable to participate, and then Zaya Cook as well departing. It's done a lot of retool, not only to start the season, but throughout.
Yeah, and again, it's just a real testament to the coaching staff that it's, they could dwell on that and use it as an excuse, but instead they've moved on and they've adapted, and the way that all of their players have been able to have really big moments, even their bench players at different times throughout the season. So a real credit to the Fire and how they've gone about their season.
Nia Coffey will hit the pine. To the applause of the Townsville faithful, Nia Locke checks in. .15 remaining. The Fire are on their way. Shannon Sebron joking in the post-game presser after game 1 that wasn't quite what he was wanting in terms of this high-scoring 92-87. They're a more methodical side. He said, we have to do it again in game 2. We'll do so. They certainly have. He's approaching triple figures here.
It's safe to say that they're probably going to get it over 100 this game.
Here's that way. Froling re-enters. Extra fines. In the corner is Shields.
I'm sure players and coaching staff from both Sydney and Bendigo will be watching this game with interest, because one of those 2 teams will be playing, it looks like at this stage, pretty comfortably Townsville.
Allen the timeline with numbers and the clock their friend. Mansfield and Froling combined. 8 seconds. His passing tonight from Townsville has been brilliant.
You know, I think while we give credit to Shannon, we need to also give credit to Ryan Petrick. He's, to me, anytime a team can be in the final series and for a number of seasons in a row under his coaching, that's a successful season, successful program as well. And they've always played a fun style of basketball.
Well, and the bravery to play different. I love that from Coach Petrick because, you know, often in basketball we all end up the same and running the same things and the same actions, but he's not afraid to be different and play that out there sort of basketball. But Locke getting to come in, I love those moments for your bench players being able to come in and knock a big three down in a game 2 of a final series.
And in front of this emphatic crowd here, loving it.
Nia Locke joins the party. 15 triples tonight for Townsville. 8 different players who hit from beyond the arc. Haley banks one home. 103 and counting for the Fire. Shields will slow it down. It's important for the Fire to get it done in 2, not have to hop back over all the way to Perth, the longest road trip in the competition. They can rest for the grand final series, crucial.
Yeah, and have a really good run into that as well. You know, they'll now be able to practice on the weekend, whereas, you know, they'd be, if they had have dropped this game, preparing for another game against the Lynx. So now they can really turn their attention to the the grand final series against either Bendigo or Sydney.
9 bench points this evening for Townsville. Tony. Same spot, she hit the game winner, round 16. McDowell White joins for the Fire as well.
Lucy Cochran on the floor.
And it remains, it's a party atmosphere here in Townsville. Locke. So Lynx player, it's been a great season for WNBL, all second team honours. But tonight is all about the Fire. Fans on their feet. 31-point advantage. In the second half in particular, dominant. 24-13 in the third. Cochran now for 3. Fire are going to head back to the grand final series for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. Such a successful club over the journey. Chance to continue that. Champions a couple of years ago now in 2023. And they've done it in a sweep. 2-zip the Fire in dominant fashion. 105, play 76.
Well, the trend continues, the 2-0 sweep between these two in the semifinals. What a massive effort from both teams, but full credit to the Fire for that scoreline.
105-76, the Fire get it done. Stick around, we'll hear from some of the victors with Kate Gaze on the floor. Six different players in double figures. 16 off the bench for Fowler. Such an even scoring spread. Woods and Ellis had 18 apiece. In early days, Abby Ellis in particular got them going.
Yeah, she was fantastic hitting those open threes, and then Townsville just did an outstanding job of finding her. And then that just opened the door for everybody else. Once they were able to just get feet in the paint with ease, find their open players, they were knocking down shots left and right. And that really sent them on their way and saw their offense really execute well, which is what we know Townsville to be.
Well, their spacing was really good, and when they were starting to hit their perimeter shots, that opened it up then inside for Frawling and Cox to create some things. Or if it did go inside and the defense collapsed, they were able to kick it out. So it was a really good combination of inside-out player movement, making Perth play extended periods of defense, and then, of course, shooting the ball at a fantastic percent, 50% from the three-point line.
Kate Gaze, Abby Ellis has been a joy to watch tonight.
She sure has, and she's with me now. 18 points, 9 assists, 1 assist off a double-double. You're into your first grand final series in your first season of WNBL. That's got to feel great.
Oh, it feels amazing. You know, we worked so hard to get here. I think we deserve to be here. And yeah, we played like it today. It's so good.
It's a really hard to get to a grand final series, so your team's done so well. That second half, you guys came out and played fantastic defense. Was that the focus?
Yeah, we know Perth is a really good team. They can score really quickly, so we wanted to give them the first punch. Yeah, but we really locked in and wanted to extend that lead.
And you haven't played Bendigo in a while. What are your thoughts? I know you have no time to think about it. What are your thoughts on them?
You know, I think they're beatable. I think we're right there. You know, now we have Nia back in the team. She hasn't played them yet, so we're excited to see her play against them. But, you know, we're going in with nothing to lose.
Awesome. Great. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Great scenes here at Townsville. Abby Ellis just stoked.
Yeah, you can just see how much this means to the Townsville lineup and Abby Ellis as well. And that's how she plays too. She plays with that passion and that fire in her belly. And so, yeah, it's great to see, and they can enjoy it tonight and then move on.
I think Kate Gaze was almost as excited as Abby Ellis, because she said she's counted her chickens before they've hatched. Sydney still have another game against Bendigo, so it'll be interesting, but excitement by all of them.
Maybe some motivation for the Flames tomorrow night. It's in fact 3 of the last 5 grand final appearances for the Townsville Fire, and Shannon Seaborn has been a massive, massive part of that, Kate.
Shannon, earlier in the season, I think around the midway point, you said to me that this feeling of this team was similar to that of the team that won the championship 2 years ago. You still got that feeling?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think just with the way the team's put together, the roles that we've filled, like how we play, all those things, you know, it's exciting, and I think we've really improved sort of each week throughout the year. So, you know, still a bit more work to do, but we'll see what happens.
You know, you had 6 players in double figures tonight. Almost everyone scored. That's got to feel great going into the championship series, maybe against Bendigo, we'd assume.
Yeah, we'll see who wins that other series. Hopefully Sydney get the next game, and we'll see what happens. But you know, yeah, I think that's the strength of our team. We don't rely on 1 or 2 star players. We sort of try and play as a team. We actually moved the ball really well tonight. You know, and you see the result. So, you know, it's a great win, but we know there's still more work to do.
And how do you get your team prepared for that championship series?
Probably a bit of rest, I think, first. But, you know, I think it's just like they've been great all year. You know, they come to training every day locked in, and we'll sit down and have a look at whoever it is we have to play and, you know, see what things we can take advantage of, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks very much, Shannon, and congratulations.
Thanks, Gazy.
It's 11 straight wins for the Townsville Fire, and somewhat reminiscent to their 2023 championship, where they went in on an unbeaten run too.
Yeah, and it's exciting to see when they're playing this sort of basketball. They're playing with this poise, spacing, ball, player movement, but most importantly, defense. The way they were all on the same page, their schemes and their structures were all on point. They rarely had moments where, you know, there was any type of confusion, and it just suffocated the Lynx. And they could do that to any team in the league if they're playing at that level.
Well, that's what I said. I just thought they made it really difficult. And any shot that Perth took was contested. They were contesting the rebounds. There was always a battle, loose balls. And so defensively, and I think that at the beginning of the game, that's what we said, you know, both teams have the scoring capacity. It's who can play defense, who can get some consecutive stops.
Here's the full-time leaders and an even scoring spread from the Fire. Woods and Ellis 18 apiece. 6 players in double figures. And Ali Wilson, Real, had an unbelievable semi-final series, we've got to say.
She did, and you know, she really did try and lead from the front and put Perth on her back. Unfortunately tonight there just weren't enough that came with her early enough. They sort of came to light in about the start of the fourth quarter, and by then it was just a little bit too late.
Yeah, she's a great player. She's really had a wonderful season with Perth this year. She really fits that style, and you know, she will continue to get better and better.
Townsville booked their place into the grand final series against either Sydney or the Bendigo Spirit, and tomorrow night it is game 2 at the Key Centre, a big challenge for the Flames.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test. They sustained some injury in game 1, but hopefully they can come back fighting and fit and see what they can do. They've got nothing to lose right now.
It'll be 2:30 p.m. on Saturday if they are to force a Game 3 at Red Energy Arena. It's been a lot of fun. Liam Ellison, Zoe Carr and Laurie Chiswick with you on the call. Townsville get it done in a sweep, 106-76, dominant on their home floor. Looking forward to more action tomorrow night with the Flames and the Bendigo Spirit. Thanks for joining.